Welcome back, fellow gaming droogs. Tighten your bowler hat, pour yourself a fresh glass of Malacca, and get sharpened up. There's me, that is Acomi, and my droog, that is Turk182, and we sit in the Korova game bar, getting ready for a bit of the old ultra gaming. Hi, I'm Acomi.
Hey, it's Turk182.
Welcome back to the Korova game bar.
Alright.
So we're doing Injustice 2 again. We've got some DLC characters that we haven't got to really try, and we want to do something a little casual, like a game that, you know, not too story-based, so that we can rant and bitch about stuff a little bit.
Yep.
Just kind of take it easy.
And check out some of the DLCs that aren't new by the time that this yeah. New.
Sorry, Scott Pilgrim reference.
By the time that that this is uploaded, but are new versus the last Injustice 2 video we did. So we're going to go over to multiplayer, we're going to jump into the tournament mode. And tournament mode, it makes everything nice and fair. All the characters level 20. You know, the levels really don't matter because it's really all about gear loadouts. The levels are only really needed for giving you extra space to store gear that you've earned and helping you get abilities and things like that. But as far as your character level, I mean, I fought computer control characters that were level 1 with gear that made them, you know, for me, damn near impossible to beat, to the point of frustration. So for me, the level really doesn't really matter much as far as the strength of the character. It's all about the gear. But anyway, so what we have here, but we didn't have last time, is we've got the new character Black Manta. There he is there in all of his glory. We have Raiden on the way, but we also have Brainiac here, which you picked up by completing the game in story mode.
Very nice.
And then we have the Tamaranian herself, Coriander Starfire.
Love Starfire. She is so hot.
So, alright.
So, I guess I'm going to jump into using Starfire first. She sounds the most interesting with all of her energy-based attacks. Now, little behind-the-scenes thing, we actually had a recording crash, so I have played Starfire in one match. But we're just going to see what happens here. So,
I will say this: I don't like Starfire because all of her attacks, most of her attacks are energy-based, and it makes it hard to get close to her. She's a little. I find her to be a little broken of a character.
Let that just serve as a warning to you.
Like that. That's her foot sweep attack.
Yeah, that's pretty powerful. So, man, I'm a little rusty, and I'm in like Marvel vs. Capcom 2 mindset. So, I'm not gonna do super well here. But I was thinking, since this is a little bit more casual and we're not super competitive with this, I mean, obviously we both want to win, but we're not super competitive with it. You know, obviously neither of us are like, neither of us are like tourney grade level competitors.
Speak for yourself, Acomi.
Oh, But I figured, we were talking earlier in this recording session about some movies that we wanted to rant about.
Shit.
All right. Yeah, probably the best gamer out there. Probably just one of them. Like, I'm probably around like top 10, maybe something like that, worldwide. Anyway, but yeah, we were talking about some movies that kind of pissed us off, and I know. I mean, like, you and I both want to hear your thoughts on Dark Knight Rises. Shit, in the middle of an attack. Frick. But I want to talk about Pixels, because I mentioned it earlier. It's a movie that really just kind of plagues me wherever I go. So, I figured that we could actually talk about this. We started to before the previous recording crashed, but I really didn't get too far into it. So, Pixels, it's one of those things, I said it in another one of our recording sessions, that, I said it in another one of our recording sessions that, you know, anytime people hear, oh, you like video games, then their response is to go like, oh, you must really like Pixels, that's a great movie, isn't it? And, you know, I always have to have, you know, this whole conversation of, not really. So, woo. So I'm gonna try to give my thoughts on this, and it's kind of like DeviantArt, like my rant against DeviantArt. It's not gonna go well while I'm trying to multitask. Oh, hey, that was sexy. It's not gonna go well while I'm trying to multitask and trying to game, but it's better to do it like during this than during like Until Dawn or something. So so Pixels, oh shit! Oh, there we go. That's the match. So
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
Douche. Okay, so Pixels. Now I understand you feel somewhat neutral towards it. I mean, like you probably don't hate it as much as I do.
I've seen Pixels once.
Okay.
When it came on Stars.
At least you didn't pay theater prices for it like I did.
Like months after it came out on Stars. So yeah, I want to hear your thoughts on it. I did not care for it at all. Well, I shouldn't say at all. It had moments that were interesting, but
okay. Well, I will give it. Yeah. I'll give it one thing: kick-ass soundtrack. Everybody's working for the weekend. Everybody wants to rule the world. It had some great numbers on it. I love the 80s.
It had a lot of songs that begin with everybody.
Yeah, it really did. They really should have done Everybody Have Fun Tonight.
Oh, yeah. Wang Chung.
Everybody Wang Chung tonight. Anyway, it's a movie that like I wanted to like. And I went into it with very, very low expectations because going into it, I heard, I believe the guy is Angry Joe Reviews Movies or something like that. My special move is to point at you. Wow, this guy is hentai as all hell. But, yeah.
I feel probed.
But, you know, like, I mean, Angry Joe's Movie Reviews, I believe that's the name. If it's wrong, I'll put a note in, I'll add in a footnote here. I can't do, like, annotations anymore, which is stupid, so screw YouTube. But, I'll at least, you know, add a footnote if it's wrong. But, I mean, this guy just ripped the movie a new one. He totally reamed it. And so, you know, I went into it thinking, well, I mean, maybe it's really bad. Maybe it's really bad. And the thing is, you know, with most movies, I can be a little merciful towards it if it's something that I care about. You know, it's like, it doesn't have to be perfect acting or, you know, perfect special effects or perfect cinematography or any of that.
Shit.
If it's, if it's actually, you know, something that I'm passionate about, and I'm very passionate about old 80s arcade games and music and 80s culture, I mean, it's something that I do love. So...
Oh, I didn't realize those that
man. Those rapey tentacles, man. So, you know, I'm like, well, maybe it's not as bad as this guy's saying. I'll probably like it. So, you know, they get into it. They start doing the video game tournament. This kills me because, like, when you talked about Age of Apocalypse, you were very, very organized, and you had a very good logical order.
No, I was having to remember the movie.
But, like, this is going to be very stream of consciousness. This is just like, oh yeah, that pissed me off too. So, so it's not going to be as good as I'd like. Oh, down I go. But, like, so it starts off, and, you know, the kids are doing the video game tournament. And, child Adam Sandler's like, oh, all the ghosts are, like, moving in a pattern. And, like, that's a big thing in Pac-Man gaming competitively. That, you know, if you can figure out the patterns, then you're pretty golden. Ah, damn. I mean, like, figuring out the ghosts' patterns is a huge...
Oh. What the bowl of shit?
The bowl of shit.
Oh, monkey
yes!
Fighters.
Wow, I like Brainiac. I like him a lot. I like him a lot. So, I mean, it's like, okay, well, that's pretty impressive. You're starting out strong here, Pixels. And then it goes into the future, and the aliens send the Galaga ships, and I mean, I freaking love Galaga. I mean, you know, the area where I grew up, pretty much everywhere you went, there was a Miss Pac-Man / Galaga duo combo cabinet. I mean, I played the hell out of some Galaga. I loved it. So, they bring in Galaga, and then Adam Sandler's character is like, oh yeah, see how this one ship glitches as it moves in? well, that only happened in the 1983 arcade cabinet, and they fixed it in some subsequent releases. So I'm like, oh, wow, holy shit, I never even knew that. These guys must have really done the research. You're doing good, Pixels, you're winning me over. So, and now, I'm gonna say now, at this point, I don't even know if that's true. It's probably just some shit they made up for the movie, but at the time in the theater, I thought, wow, these guys have done their homework. They really must care about old 80s arcade games. Oh, I keep forgetting about that stupid move. So I was feeling pretty charitable towards it at the time. Whoa, damn. So yeah, I was feeling pretty charitable towards it going into it at that point. Oh, I didn't even realize this was a thing in this level. We've never done a transition on this stage.
Well, you have to look with the follow me.
Are you gonna knock me?
Okay, so stop.
Okay.
See above your health bar or below your health bar? See that little blue circle?
Yeah.
That says there's a transition and it's on and you can do it. So the transition's on my side.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
So like I'm starting to feel pretty good about it going into it. It's like, oh hey, you know, maybe this will be pretty good. So that's my move, which didn't connect.
Freaking joy buzzer move.
I love that. It's such a cheap move. So yeah, it's like I start to feel pretty good about it, and then the aliens start sending their guys down, and things just go downhill from there. So the first thing that really started bothering me actually happened later in the movie, and then I just started thinking backwards and working my way backwards, and it just, like, it got worse and worse the more I thought about it. So, the first thing that really started to get my goat with this was when the whole thing with the movie is that as they're accomplishing things against the aliens send them trophies to help them, because that totally makes sense. Yes!
Shit!
Oh,
I took a gamble and I lost.
Oh, yeah.
I couldn't see your health bar because the thing was in the way.
Yes.
So I was like, I'll just go for a shot and I'll see if it works, and it didn't.
Sweet.
Son of a bitch.
But yeah, so, the aliens send down, like, the barbarian chick, who is an entire rant in and of her own, so I'll get into her in a minute. And they send down Cubert, which is a problem in and of itself, I'll get into in a minute. But then they send down the Duck Hunt dog. That's like the third trophy that they send down. And that was the first thing that really got me, because it's like, I don't recall that being an arcade game that was around in 1983. So I started doing some research. From what I can tell, unless I just found some bad resources, and I'll be fair, I will say that's totally possible. Maybe I just, maybe somebody just fucked up the Wikipedia article. It wouldn't be the first time it's happened. But from everything I could see, Duck Hunt came on the NES with the NES Zapper Gun, 1986? I believe it was 1986, and it didn't hit the arcades till after that. Maybe that's wrong, but that's what I could see.
Shit.
But that, whether that's right or not, that was at least what got me looking into... Oh, sweet. I can't believe I won. Especially against Black Manta. Good grief. But that at least got me thinking, okay, what's actually wrong with this movie? So I'm pretty sure that was wrong.